Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Guys, today I am making a Jamaican hard dough bread. Have you guys ever tasted this bread? Can't talk this morning. This bread is delicious. I love it. So today I want to make one for you. So I'm going to quickly go through the ingredients and tell you exactly what it is that I'm going to be putting in here. First, we're going to start over here with 1 pound of flour, and I put my scale here. This is my old-fashioned scale, guys. I had this scale like forever. It works perfect, so I keep it, okay? I had this for years before I ever moved to Florida. So I have 1 pound of flour, and this is bread flour, okay? So I'm gonna take my flour and I'm gonna sieve it in here. Sieve, sieve, sieve. You need to sieve your flour just in case there's anything and mix it nice and airy. Okay, so I sieve my flour. It's nice and good. Now to this flour, I'm gonna just add just a couple ingredients I have here. The first thing that I'm going to add to it is 1 teaspoon of yeast. This is active yeast. So I'm going to put the yeast in here. I have 2 tablespoons of sugar. I will put the sugar in here. And over here I have half a stick of butter or 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to put the butter in here and I'm going to mix that up with my hand. And you're going to see how easy this is. Let me move this stuff over here out of your way. So this is my yeast in here, my sugar in here, and now I'm going to add my butter to that. So you're going to use cold butter. You're going to go in with your fingers, mix it all up well with your fingers, mix everything there, and mix it up in here with your fingers. Okay guys, so once you add your butter in here and you mix your butter up a little bit like that, then I have here some warm water. Now when you're making this bread, make sure when you're making this bread, make sure that you have some warm water. Don't make it too hot and you don't want it to be too cold, okay? Just warm. So you don't have to boil water. I just took this from the pipe, some warm water from the pipe, and we're gonna add this. If it's too hot, it's gonna deactivate your yeast, okay? Or if it's too cold. So it just right, just warm, that's it, okay? So now I am going to add, I just made a well right here in the center, and I'm gonna pour it, oh, I didn't tell you how much water this was. This is 1 cup and 3 tablespoons of water. Okay, 1 cup and 3 tablespoons. And I'm gonna use my hands and continue to mix this in. Okay, you mix it in like this. Then I have some salt here. I'm gonna mix the salt in. You don't mix the salt and the yeast together because the salt also stops the yeast from working. So it should not mix the two together, okay? So now I have my salt here and I'm gonna put my salt in. It's 1 teaspoon of salt, guys. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and use your hand in here to knead your bread, okay? You're gonna just keep kneading your bread until you get a nice smooth dough. So keep kneading it, guys. I'm gonna put it here on my counter. My counter is nice and clean. So I'm gonna put it on my counter and I'm gonna knead like this. And if you have a machine, you put it in the machine. You can just use your dough hook to knead your bread if you want to. Or if you don't have a machine, you just come here, put it on the counter and just knead it. And you knead it here with the back of your hand like that. And what you do is you grab your bread like this with your fingers and then put your wrist there and just you push it away from you with your wrist, okay? I'm gonna keep doing this for about 8 or 9 minutes, and then I'm gonna put it down to rise for about 45 minutes. So I'll be right back. Okay, now when you're doing this, guys, do not add any more flour to it, because if you add flour, you're gonna make your bread hard. And as you see, I did not add any more flour, any more water. Just what you saw me put in there is what I put in there. Okay, and you keep, sometimes you're tempted to add a little more flour because it might be a little soft, but just keep kneading, and it's gonna come together eventually. Okay, so this is it. This is about 8 minutes I've been doing this. So as you can see, the bread, it is nice and smooth here. It is, you know, to the touch, it's sticky. It's good, right? So now you're gonna make it into a nice little ball. Make it into a nice little ball. Like this, all right? And this is, now what I'm gonna do with this is put it down. I have the same bowl that I was using here just now. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil, just a drop of oil in here, and mix it all over the bowl like this, because I'm gonna put this back in there. Then take your oil hand and go over it, because we're putting it down to rise and we don't want it to get hard. So if you don't put that little bit of oil on it, it becomes a little bit hard and makes it difficult. Okay, so we put this in here, and I have a cloth here, a towel here, and I'm gonna cover it and just put this down in a nice warm dark place and let it stay there for about 45 minutes. And in 45 minutes I will be back to show you the next step. Guys, it has been 45 minutes since I put the bread to rise, so let's see what's going on here. So as you see, it has risen. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to put a little bit of oil, not much, a little bit of oil on the counter, so the bread, when I put it on the counter, it doesn't stick. And then we're gonna put this down here. We're gonna punch it down. We're just gonna let the gas out and the air out of that. We're gonna just, you can just play some music, guys. Just beat it down a little bit like that. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to push it like this, bring it down, and we're gonna make more like a rectangle. And you're gonna stretch it out. And then I have a pan here, guys, that I oil my pan and I put some parchment paper to the bottom. So that's what we're gonna be using. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna stretch this bread out a little bit, as I said, into a rectangular shape. And then we're gonna roll it. Make sure you let all your gases and everything out of it. And then basically this is it. So now we're gonna do the method called the roll and tuck. So I think that's about good right here. So now we're gonna roll the bread like this, tightly. And you're gonna roll it tightly like that. And then when you get to the ends, you're gonna just tuck the ends in like this. This is the roll and the tuck right here. And you're gonna continue to roll it as neatly as you can get it, and just tuck your ends in when you have your ends that need to be tucked in. And just roll, and we're rolling and we're tucking. So you see, we put a little bit of oil on our counter so that stops your bread from sticking to the counter. That's why you put a little bit of oil on there, and we roll and we tuck. And you can just, you see the length of your bread, your pan. So you know, bring it in a little bit. And this bottom part right here, this is gonna go to the bottom of the pan. All right, so now I'm gonna pick this up like that and put it in the pan like this. Of course it is longer than the pan, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring it neatly into to fit into your pan like that. Make sure and fit it neatly in there. And that's it. That's good. That's good. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here is I am going to take my cloth again. Cover the bread. Very easy. And I'm going to put this down for maybe like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I got to go do some stuff. It's going to sit there and I'll be back in probably about an hour. And from there we'll go on to our next step. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, now the bread has risen. Let me show you what it looked like. Okay, so this is the bread and this is what it has risen to. So now what I'm gonna do is put this in the oven for about 30 minutes, and then about 30 minutes at 300, and then I'll be back once it's all done to show you our bread.
Oh, looks like you got a kink in the neck right there though.
That's okay. So I was saying like got a little kick right there, but that's okay. It has risen nicely, maybe a little bit lopsided, but it's gonna be yummy. It's not funny. Don't laugh. Don't laugh at my little kink. My phone is ringing. Okay guys, so I'm gonna put this in the oven and I will be back as soon as it's all done. Okay guys, the bread is out of the oven. Here it is. It smells delicious. So now we're gonna put this down to cool for a little bit because of course it's too hot. But what I'm gonna do in the meantime is you're gonna go like this and hit your bread a couple of times and then put it down. And the reason for doing that is so when you're ready to take it out of the bread, it just bloop, slides right out. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes to rest, and then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna put a little butter on the top to kind of give it a glare, glaze, and then I will come back and we're gonna taste it when it's cool a little bit, and I'll tell you, we'll see how nice and soft and moist it is, but it smells delicious. I'll be right back.
Still got a kink in the neck though.
Stop worrying about the kink. He's saying the bread has a kink in the neck. Guys, that's how you put your bread in. That's how you put it in. You fix your bread a little bit nicer. And I bet you that kink part he's gonna try to eat, but he's not gonna get any of this bread. None of this bread is for him. I'm telling you, I'm just gonna eat this bread for myself. Kink at all. Guys, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so let us just cool just for a couple minutes. So now what I'm gonna do is I have a stick of butter here. So I'm gonna take the butter and just put some butter on there. And that gives it a little shine. And who don't like a little bit of butter on the bread, right? And once I do this, I'm gonna let it cool a few more minutes because it's still a little bit too hot. So I'm gonna let it cool. Am I boring you, Charles, that you're there yarning? I guess not.
Put a little bit more butter on the cake so I could eat that piece. This right, there you go.
Okay. And I said, guys, so this is your hard dough bread. I'm gonna let it stir for just a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna go ahead, take it out of the thing and cut it and taste it and tell you what it tastes like. Hard dough bread, Jamaica hard dough bread. Guys, I'm making new recipes because I love them. Jamaican hard dough bread. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and take this bread out of the pan. So it should slide right out. See that? Because we tap it out just now. Look at the bottom of it. And this is your bread. So guys, instead of going to the bakery to buy some bread, make your own bread, because it's really quick. So now I'm gonna go ahead and slice it. Charles usually like the end. I was thinking of saving the end for him, but since he started making fun and telling me about a kink in my bread, I think I might just not bother to give him any. And this is the bread, what it looks like. So let me take a piece here. It's still warm, as you can see, but as you can see how nice and soft it is on the inside. You can see that. And I still have that butter right here. If you want some butter instead of, or if you have cheese, you can put some cheese in it. I just put some butter on it like that. And then have a slice of bread, nice and soft. So I'm gonna bite into a piece. Don't you like bread like this when it's nice and warm? Whatever you're eating, doesn't matter what you're eating, because your bread is nice and warm. It gives it a really nice flavor. I'm the person that like the inside of the bread, like to tilt the inside with the inside. Guys, this bread is delicious. And the fact that it just came out of the oven, it's still warm. It has that butter on it. If you have ham or whatever you have in your house, go ahead and make yourself a sandwich. It is delicious. Give it a try. It is really easy, really simple. You saw exactly how I did that. Next time, I'm gonna make you the cocoa bread. Remember cocoa bread that I eat with the beef patties? I'm gonna make that next. But guys, I had fun making this. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about me making some Jamaican hard dough bread, because I love to read your comments. I had fun, and I hope you guys had fun as well. Until next time, bye-bye.